Hello, Nicole. I just watched your video and I found it surprisingly insightful. You talked about a lot of things that I didn't even touch on, and some of which I didn't even notice. The first one that I really noticed and stuck out was not talking down to the client. This is something that I honestly struggle with myself. Is that I find myself to be very patronizing. It was the first question I asked to the professor in our introductory discussion board forum. And it is really interesting how they are able to speak in such a way that they don't seem patronizing. They just seem like they're having a conversation, which kind of leads into this next portion of this conversationalist style that you spoke of. I think the brainstorming session was definitely a later session, as shown in when he's talked about interventions and steps that they had discussed previously. So I think maybe you might be accurate in your in your assessment that some of the other conversations were very awkward introductories, whereas the brainstorming session was something that they had kind of already gone through that phase. Again, the idea of them being so self-aware, I had taken it for granted when watching the videos that all of these were college-educated individuals that were very introspective in their nature, and especially in the session about dancing where she could describe how her body spoke, how she felt, her inability to express her emotions, her nervousness, all of these things. In terms of the question that you asked, I mean, I heard that question and I was like, why have I not asked that question? I mean, it's kind of perfect. It's and I in my head I just thought it was something you would watch and see, but then after you asked it, I'm like, well, is that something we can be trained on? So, yeah, super excited to see, how our careers go forward and if those questions are answered.